It's no secret I am Bucks County proud, thrilled to talk about Parks Casino once again, the #1 casino in all of Pennsylvania. TC, they've got it all. World-class headliners at the Excite Center, the open-air Liberty Bell Beer Garden. Tell me which of these you want to spend time in. The Liberty Bell Beer Garden, the Parks Grill Steakhouse, or the Bamboo Noodle House?
I'm going for the beer garden today. Yeah.
You're in that kind of a mood?
I don't think you can go wrong with any of them.
Just a few of the outstanding restaurants, action, excitement, live entertainment. It's a destination. It's Parks Casino. Time now for the headlines from Smerconish.com, the newsletter. Before I get into the weekend survey results, can I say, and I don't say this every Monday, but I thought that the CNN program was particularly strong on Saturday. I really liked the guests, and I liked the diversity of things that we presented, and I loved the stick figures.
The stick figures were huge. It was huge on social media. It was phenomenal. If anyone wasn't watching on Saturday morning, instead of doing, there's yours. Instead of doing the normal tweets that we do to end every segment on CNN, you solicited people to send in their political range stick figures.
And I think it worked.
And it totally worked. And that's what you did for every single segment. And we were flooded and people got very creative. And it was just one of those things that was really, really, it just took off on its own. It had a life of its own.
One of them that stood out in my mind was someone, clearly a Pennsylvanian, who used some logos. So, for example, there was a Nittany Lion in the 80s. And I guess was a Penn State, proud student then who was middle of the road. And then they used a MAGA hat, and then they had a Temple Law School, and you could see moving across the political spectrum. But I thought it was really great.
It was great. And not only that, but the social media that you posted got huge reactions.
Oh my.
The video that you posted from the morning of, it was what time was that? In the wee hours of Saturday morning? What did you have? You had to pull over and do a 360?
You know what? Saturday morning was beautiful. I was driving into Center City to do the CNN program, and I pulled over at Logan Circle because the fountain was on. Everything was beautiful. The tulips were...
Spring had sprung.
Yeah. And I just sort of walked around and did a 360. And then I got back in the car and I went on to work. And I had a full weekend. I mean, I was doing all sort of things.
You were out last night. How's that feeling?
And then last night I gave a speech at Congregation Beth Shalom. And it was wonderful.
Beautiful picture.
I put a photograph in my Instagram account of the ceiling. It's funny. I looked up to take a picture and my kippah fell off. And
your what?
My yarmulke.
Oh, your yarmulke.
It was wonderful. The people were nice. How do you check me
on
this?
How do you keep a yarmulke on your head if you're bald?
I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell you something about that. You'll get a real kick out of this. But let me just say that I think it's the only Frank Lloyd Wright designed synagogue.
Oh.
And it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
So it was a soaring ceiling.
It was a lot of fun. Good. It was really, really great. The answer to your question is I have a whole collection of yarmulkes. And the one that I fancy was from Drew Silvera's bar mitzvah.
Mazel tov.
True story. I sent Drew went to school. Drew's a friend of ours. TC knows Drew. He went to school with our sons. And it's like leathery. Not really, but kind of. So it's not made of silk. It's not made of cloth. And it therefore grips my bald noggin.
But I just wonder if there's
some kind of do some headlines here.
Well, I've always wondered that, because think about little socks that you wear and it has the little rubber things to stay up. I was thinking that might be good for bald people.
This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
All right, we had enormous voting at Smerconish.com over the weekend. I don't remember there being a Sunday where we broke 10,000, but Nicholas Confessori from the New York Times has this. I mean, it's like book size. This Tucker Carlson analysis, and it's a 3-parter, is I think 20,000 words all told. It is so large. They watched and analyzed 1,100 episodes for people on YouTube. Can you see that? I mean, that's just a part of the coverage of this. And it essentially says that Tucker Carlson may be the most racist and successful cable news host in history. So yesterday, here was the question. Do you agree with the New York Times that Tucker Carlson has constructed what may be the most racist show in the history of cable news? Yeses, 86.11% of 10,759. who voted. Put aside the time and read. I mean, even the summary from the Times of what you most need to know is more than 1,000 words. And just for frame of reference, when my columns were appearing in the Philadelphia Inquirer and Daily News, I was normally afforded between 650 and 800 words and was always fighting for more. Today's survey question, I like it. I think it gives you every conceivable option. The Disinformation Governance Board, which was all over the news this weekend. Bad name, bad idea, both, neither. Bad name, bad idea, both, or neither. Nina Jankowicz, a lot of attention heaped on her. Secretary Mayorkas from Homeland Security was doing, I think he was doing the Ginsburg yesterday, because I saw him virtually everywhere defending the board, saying the rollout may have been mishandled. Of course, what's come to light, was it TikTok, TC, where she did the whole Mary Poppins thing?
It was on TikTok, yes.
A little unusual.
Want to hear a little bit of that?
Just a little.
Is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origins are slightly less atrocious.
Wait.
How you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie.
Could you do that?
It's how you hide a little lie.
It's how you hide a little
lie. It's how you hide a little lie.
Is this what we're trying to do now?
No.
I mean, are you kidding me?
No. Here's the thing. She can't be the person for the job if she thought the Hunter Biden laptop was misinformation. I'm sorry, but on that basis, in retrospect, she can't be in that gig. That's my view. And of course, on the right now, they're saying, oh, this is Orwellian. This is 1984. This is the does anybody remember the Ministry of Truth? There were a number of ministries, as I recall, from 1984.
Well, in preparation for headlines, Michael, I've looked them up because I couldn't remember. I also knew. So it's the Ministry of Truth, the Ministry of Peace, the Ministry of Love, and the Ministry of Plenty. Those are the ministries of the government of Oceania in the 1949 dystopian novel 1984 by George Orwell, which, by the way, in case you're wondering if people are paying attention to this story, is currently,
oh my God, people are buying it
on Amazon, number 35 in all of books, number 1 political fiction, number 1 dystopian fiction, and number 1 in classic American literature.
It's something I would do. It is something I haven't done it, but that's me. I'm the guy who says, I need to reread 1984.
You want to remember
and then
the
you're on Amazon. It's probably like a $5 paperback, and then kaboom, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay.
By the way, Michael, $7.48.
Okay, not bad. I was under. I was playing Price is Right. I would not have been over. So I have to just say, I love this story. The AOC, Elon Musk back and forth from the weekend. She started by saying, tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of hate crimes is happening because some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls a massive communication platform and skews it because Tucker Carlson or Peter Thiel took him to dinner to make him feel special. That was AOC. His response, TC, I'm sorry. I just think it's pitch perfect, and it just like cuts her to the quick. He says, quote, "Stop hitting on me. I'm really shy," with a smiley faced emoji. What do you say to that?
What do you say to that? There is no comeback. There is no comeback, because the only comeback would be like, nuh-uh, like, right. I'm not hitting on you, and you sound like a jerk.
Okay, her response was
crazy.
Her response was, I was talking about Zuckerberg, but okay. So she took the bait, and then she deleted it. And then she deleted it.
Like,
right, that's exactly what he wanted her to do, isn't it?
He just reeled her right in. No.
Stop hitting on me. I'm really shy. Drop the mic.
We're done.
Drop the keyboard.
We're done here.
The MyPillow guy who was suspended from Twitter rejoined Twitter and then was suspended again. I'm not sure how this all happened, but are you?
Am I sure how it happened? Well, he was suspended from Twitter, and then evidently there were several fake accounts. So people were putting up fake Mike Lindell accounts. So over the weekend, he had his lawyers battling, taking down all those accounts. Then he put up his own account and tweeted, "I'm back. This is the only real account." But he hadn't been invited by Twitter to come back. He was still banned.
Wait a minute. In other words, he created a fake account in his own name?
No, a real account. His own account.
But he was suspended as this name. I know a little something about this.
Right.
So he then tried to establish himself under another name.
Right.
And they said, no, you can't, that you're the same guy.
Right. And I think he thought.
So he's still banned.
He's still banned. He's rebanned.
Okay.
I think it might be now permanent.
He is on double secret probation.
Or triple secret probation at this point.
Former President Trump in Nebraska Sunday. Tomorrow starts primary season. And we're going to know right out of the box what kind of do you know, let me say it this way. Do you know who is most hopeful that J.D. Vance wins in Ohio? It's easy putting your hand up.
Me.
This is where the guys in my class would go so that you would put your hand down. I'm asking the audience.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know who is most optimistic that J.D. Vance wins in Ohio? No, it's not J.D. Vance. And no, it's not Donald Trump. Do you know the answer now that I've eliminated those two?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz. Yay! Absolutely. Dr. Oz is the one looking at Ohio tomorrow, hoping that J.D. Vance wins and that it gives him heft as the Trump-supported candidate in Pennsylvania. So tomorrow, and on the program tomorrow, I'll be all over Ohio, is the Ohio primary. Now, Josh Mandel and J.D. Vance, Josh Mandel, J.D. Vance are the front runners. Here's what former President Trump said yesterday in Nebraska.
By the way, 33-0 in Texas. I was 3 on endorsements, 33-0. And you know, if I lost one race, they'd say Trump was humiliated. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for one race. You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? J.D. Mandel, and he's doing great. They're all doing good.
J.D. Mandel. By the way, if it were Biden, they'd be saying senility. Trump mixed up J.D. Vance and Josh Mandel, and it became J.D. Mandel.
What is fascinating to me, though, is in my mind, nationally, that endorsement has gotten a huge amount of attention. I get it. He's endorsed a whole bunch of people all over the country.
But this is a biggie.
That's a biggie.
It's a biggie.
It actually surprised me.
Yeah, no doubt.
This is the sort of celebrity of it all, and his son. I mean, that was part of the whole. I was shocked at that.
Yeah, I wonder if Mandel will try and use it in the 11th hour of the campaign. I recommend at Smerconish.com today, ABC News, Washington Post, latest survey. This is interesting. The post-ABC poll shows that in this generic question of, are you voting for a Republican or a Democrat for Congress, 46% of registered voters say they'd vote for a Democrat, 45% say they'd vote for a Republican. That's better news for the Ds. Here's the bad news for the Ds. President Biden has only a 46% approval rating. Now, if you're really dialed in, you're saying, Michael, 46%, that's up. It had been 42. It had even been in the high 30s. Have to finish my sentence here. 46% approval rating in Massachusetts. President Biden underwater in Massachusetts. Among unenrolled independent voters, that's the largest voting bloc in Massachusetts, 39% approve, 52% do not. Kudos to First Lady Jill Biden, who will spend Mother's Day, I love this, meeting with Ukrainian mothers and children who fled for their lives from Ukraine after Vladimir Putin launched his invasion. This will take place in Slovakia, Romania, and Slovakia, 2 destinations on her list. Of course, Speaker Pelosi, I give her great credit. She met with Zelensky and did it in Kyiv. Will Jill Biden have a meeting with Zelensky. I don't know, but I give her great credit because listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to spend more time talking about this. I had Ambassador Mark Brzezinski, the United States ambassador to Poland, on the program recently. 5.5 million Ukrainians, mostly women and children, have fled Ukraine since Russia invaded its smaller neighbor on February 4. And you know what country is bearing the brunt of that? Poland. Poland has really stood up and taken under its wing, largely without government oversight, but just people rallying to the cause and taking care of these refugees, many of whom are Jewish. It's terrible. It is just terrible, but kudos to Poland and kudos to the First Lady. She's a mom, going to spend her Mother's Day there with refugees. I don't want to say too much about this, but I was kind of cautioned. I had Ken DeClava on my CNN program on Saturday. He's both a diplomat and a psychiatrist. And truth be told, the segment that I wanted to have him as my guest was a segment that I was going to address, is Putin sane? And I was kind of cautioned about, that's kind of dicey to go on and question the sanity of a world leader, even though I do it on radio. I didn't do it that way on CNN. The way that I think I framed my first question was, is Putin a rational actor? And his answer was yes. And Ken DeClava, I thought this was brilliant. He said, that stick figure commentary that you just did? He was listening in, and I said, yeah. He said, well, Putin's stick figure would never have moved. Would never have moved, he said. We got to get him on radio.
Fascinating.
Anyway, there's a story that I went with at Smerconish.com today from The Sun, speculating that Vladimir Putin is about to go under the knife for some kind of a cancer operation. Don't know how credible that might be. The White House Correspondent Association dinner was, of course, this past Saturday night. I thought that Trevor Noah's delivery, he really, to me, exhibited great chops, really. And there were some. Did you pull more of the jokes? Do you have it from the president or from Trevor Noah?
This is a Biden joke.
Go ahead.
I'm really excited to be here tonight with the only group of Americans with a lower approval rating than I have.
Great. Self-deprecation. That's what you do.
That's hard to say after what we just saw. This is the first time the president attended this dinner in 6 years. It's understandable. We had a horrible plague, followed by 2 years of COVID.
Good joke. Good joke, right?
That was funny.
Any Trevor Noah?
Well, yeah, I can pull some Trevor Noah if you want to.
Give me one Trevor Noah if I can. I've been to the White House Correspondent Association dinner. It's nice to see it back, I must say, with nearly 3,000 people in that room. And they were all vaxxed and they were all boosted, even the Fox table. I'm kind of curious to see whether there's, I hope not, some super spreader fallout like there was at the Gridiron dinner. This is Trevor Noah.
But if we're honest, people, there's so much happening in the world right now. Sometimes it can be overwhelming and you just want to tune it all out. And that's why I love watching CNN. Where's Jeff Zucker, by the way? Also couldn't make it? What's happening over there? Apparently Jeff got fired after he tried to keep his workplace relationship a secret, which is weird because if he really didn't want anyone to know about it, he could have just made a show about it on CNN Plus.
Everybody,
oh my
equal
God.
opportunity.
Oh my God.
It was
unbelievable.
He went after everybody.
Oh, that's not funny.
At all.
Oh,
I'm
man.
against that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, keep voting at Smerconish.com. Unbelievable. Last Friday, 12,000 votes. Do you agree with Elon Musk that the Democratic Party has been hijacked by extremists? 57% said no. Saturday, 33,000 votes. Which party has been more hijacked by extremists? 88% said the Republican Party. Sunday, more than 10,000 votes. Do you agree with the New York Times that Tucker Carlson has constructed what may be the most racist show in the history of cable news? Today's survey question: Disinformation Governance Board. Bad name, bad idea, both or neither. Vote at Smerconish.com. Please register for the daily newsletter. People are loving it. It's free. It's worthy. Thank you.